Tim Cahill, welcome back to Millwall. How are you feeling?
It's an amazing feeling, to finally come home and to join Neil Harris, David Livermore, and all the lads. It's going to be so special, and I can't wait to greet the fans, meet my new teammates. But I think it's just one of those things that's meant to be.
You've only just put pen to paper moments ago. You're inside the den again. What was it feel like to be sitting here in a Millwall shirt once again?
It's hard to put into words because I'm still taking it in now. Walking out, first thing I wanted to do when I was with Neil was to walk on the pitch, walk through the tunnel, and have that feeling again that brings back so many memories. But then once you cross that white line and touch the pitch, it brings a nervous sensation that that I had when I was 16 years old when I first signed here. So I'm really happy, and I've had a great career as a footballer, but to come here now, this stage of my career with so much, at stake, coming here, want to do well, eyes on a World Cup as well. It's such a great place to be professionally. The environment, it's familiar, and not much has really changed, which is surprising because it's just nice to come back in this environment where I used to be as a kid.
Not many players across the world get the opportunity to go back to the club where it began as an academy graduate. I suppose the romance of this story isn't lost on you.
Yeah, it's definitely not lost. I think I've always said, in parts of my career that if I did come back to England, I'd come home. Millwall was where I learnt my trade. It gave me the most important learning period of my life, my apprenticeship, to understand football. The guys that I've learned from Keith Stevens and people like that are still close friends till this day, and Everton as well. They're two clubs that are very close to my heart. But to come home to where it all started now, it's emotional, but it's happy emotions because you wish it can happen and you try and want it to happen, and for it to finally come to fruition, it was the perfect move.
Must also be a sense of relief that after a hectic few days of travelling, you come home from Australia to get this all sorted out. You can now focus just on training, getting fit and getting ready to play against the Millwall. Yeah,
I think everything comes for timing as well. They've had so many games, trying to get Neil down for a meeting, and to, after the lads playing in the Cup the other night and the games on the weekend, and there's constant importance for the club, and I understood that I just had to bide my time, and it was easy. There wasn't really any negotiations. There wasn't really much to do other than make sure that I tick all the boxes, physically, playing wise. The expectations, it's football. Everyone wants to do well, as a manager, as a football club, and as an individual. And my thing is to be professional, stay in a great environment, and to contribute any way I can on and off the park.
You described them as the most passionate football fans in the world. How much are you looking forward to being in front of the Millwall supporters again?
No, I use Millwall as an example to any footballer. I've said it time and time before about if you can play at Millwall, you can play anywhere, and it was probably the best grounds for me as a player to kick on. I stayed as long as I could, and then moved on to the Premier League, and we'd done so many great things here. But I think the whole understanding what it means to play for your club, it's a responsibility for your fans, and it's the connection with the fans is something that is the most important thing with me, because even though I've been away because of technology and social media these days, I've never really been away. I've always followed everything, the highs and lows, and it's just great to see what the new chairman and Neil's done with the football club, the stability, the infrastructure, and their vision moving forward of what they want to achieve. And I'm really proud of everyone at the football club. But more important, it's all about the fans, and it always has been with me as a player. The loyalty side, and I've consistently had that throughout my career. So it's really special. Yeah, I think ex-teammate is one thing, and then the respect as a manager and what he's achieved over his period as being a manager. But when we sat down and looked at clips on the club, players, formation, style of football. We really broke down the importance of what they're trying to build here. the understanding of the culture that they have built within the club. And then me integrating into that system and trying to, make sure that I learn as soon as possible and understand, their methodology. So I think that was the most impressive thing as a player, because, I've worked under loads of great managers. I played a lot of football clubs around the world, and I was really impressed, with the way Neil and David, conducted themselves. And yes, we're mates, but we're also, it's business. He understands that it's a results game for him, and I understand as a player that also, that there's levels that need to be met, and the expectation levels would just be about how I can contribute, how he can contribute as a manager to, help me be a better player and infuse into the team. So, I've enjoyed watching the clips on the lads. I've enjoyed seeing, the form of late. And it was, exciting to see them, get the last minute equaliser, because, this club, knows everything what a cup run's all about, and so do I, experiencing that in the past here at Millwall.
Your short-term objective, of course, is to play as much as you can, as well as you can for Millwall, with a longer-term goal, obviously, of getting in that Australia World Cup squad. Yeah,
I think, I've got to put that to the side a little bit. I've signed for Millwall Football Club, and I think the biggest thing for me is giving my football club everything, and that's not just coming home and telling a story. It's then kicking on to the next levels. I pride myself on being somebody that's, leaves no stone unturned when it comes to taking care of my body and reaching those levels to continue at my age to keep playing. And, you want to make an impact. And that's the things that I was saying to Neil. It's not really about playing as many games as I can. It's about making sure that I can contribute, whether it's coming off the bench, whether it's earning my place in the team, and then making that impact. If it's going to be 15 minutes, and it's going to be the best 15 minutes I can give him. And you see with the players in the team like Morrison and obviously another Australian compatriot playing in the team, that I can understand straight away the style they play. I can understand the 6, the 8. And football has changed, that you can watch so much on players, you can understand the formations. So I've done a lot of homework, and I want to be infused as soon as possible to adapt to the team, and not so much the team needing to adapt to me.
You'll be keeping yourself fit, obviously back in your home country. How far away do you think you are from prime match fitness, as it were?
I think for me it's just training, getting back to training. You're your own worst enemy when it comes to playing, and I've always been that way. I don't think I've ever been at a football club where I'm not played over 70% of games every season, and it's all about infusing myself as soon as possible to be part of the squad, and then working my way there and reaching the levels that the players are at now. And we've done a lot of testing so far. We'll do some more tomorrow, but this is what I love about it. Age comes out of the equation, then it comes on ability, and also the level that you've kept yourself. So at the moment, I'm ticking all the right boxes, and I definitely won't put any parameters on it, because any footballer that signs for a club, regardless how long you've been off, if you're on the bench tomorrow, then you're never going to say no.